Viewer discretion is advised.
It's that time for All Gen Gamers, episode 69. I'm one of your hosts, Gamester81, and we're joined by Jason Smack Your Hiney. Jason, what's going on? We are also joined by Pete Dorr. Pete. We are also joined by Johnny Millennium. Johnny, can you talk?
It's coming. I can't, but I've lost my voice. I've actually lost my fucking voice.
He's lost his voice.
But thank God I have 3 beautiful people filling in for me. I'll be in the other room playing Skyrim the whole time, so don't worry about me. It's fine.
All right, you can cut the music. Right. We got Derek. Derek, what's going on? He's joining us.
Hey, guys.
We have Charge Back Forward, Charge Back Forward, Charge Back Forward.
Charge back forward. Charge back forward.
Mike and Terence, what's going on, guys?
Hey, boys. What is the word? Bird is the word.
And I understand we have Jeff in the back there, too, huh, Jeff?
Jeff.
Play lives.
I'm excited. I got an erection right now.
Ooh.
So, Pete, have you played the game yet? What game is it that you're supposed to be playing? The sexy one.
Oh, you mean Skyrim?
Not Skyrim. I guess
killed
you
some women and took off their clothes, if that counts.
No, the one with the paper, rock, scissors shit. What is that?
English cram school.
There you go.
Cram school.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nope.
Oh man, you're supposed to play that before this podcast.
We wanted details on the sexy game.
Well, I do have the game on me right now, so I could play it live.
Or you could just make it up. We'll believe you. It's okay. It's on you.
So Jason, what's like the sexiest game you've ever played?
Sexiest game I've ever played.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
I thought Night Trap was great. I mean, I was beating my meat as a kid to that. You know, that was a pretty good game. You know, what else is good? Hey, how about Beat 'em and Eat 'em? You know, I mean, let's take it back to the originators.
Oh, that's like the Atari 2600.
You know, back in the day.
Yeah.
Some of that homebrew shit.
Yeah. That wasn't a homebrew, though. That was like Mystique made that. That was actually like a license. Well, it wasn't licensed, but they
nothing in that day was licensed.
It was like published and sold in porn shops.
I thought it was homebrew. Really? It was made by...
Yeah, it was actually like on this...
Some sick people?
That's by the same people who did Custer's Revenge.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, you guys know the square root of 69, by the way? For those math majors, you guys know the square root of 69? It's 8 something. It really is 8 something, but it is 8 something.
Oh, God.
I got a porn game for you.
Sure, what's up?
Okay, it's a PC game, Bazooka Cafe. I fucking used an entire box of Kleenex on that shit. It was unbelievable. I have never jerked off more to any form, like video game, porn, picture, than that thing. It was just unfair.
Wow. So what is this? What kind of like old school PC or like modern day PC?
Like modern day PC. It was a Japanese game that I guess an American company translated, and basically you were the manager of a restaurant, and you had 4 lovely waitresses working with you, and they all had insanely large titties, and it was all about choices that were made and just making your way through various sex scenes. I stumbled upon a site, and I really feel bad that I can't like think of it right now, but they had all these Japanese games that they had translated into English for your masturbatory and viewing pleasure.
Wow.
They're doing God's work.
They're doing God's work, you know? I'm telling you, stocking Kleenex and various moisturizers must have skyrocketed, at least for me.
Nice. I remember one of my first games was like Leisure Suit Larry, the series back in like Apple IIc and shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Those are cool. You guys ever play those?
Yeah. Did you have to play it in monochrome, or did you get to play the color version at least? Because I unfortunately started with the orange and black monochrome version.
Yeah, I played color, man. Definitely. Definitely. Always a pickup line. One-liners in that thing was classic, and the goal is trying to get them naked and shit, you know.
But you know, back in the day too, even when you got it in color, you're thinking, holy shit, I may actually see like colored boobies now.
Yeah.
You know, like
right.
that was something
like pixelated granite, like the square. And
it didn't matter. You know, nipples are square.
Didn't matter.
Square nipples, don't give a damn.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, John, was that the old one where you get to actually like physically type in what you wanted to do?
Oh yeah.
Oh, great,
Oh,
great.
yeah.
That was the
Open
best.
door, and you're like, fuck, open door doesn't work. You're like, shit, take off clothes. Damn,
Insert finger.
Yeah.
give her head. Damn. Suck her titties. Oh man, that doesn't work. Damn, what the hell, Sierra?
Fucking crash the game.
What's the one thing we never typed in? Ask about her feelings.
Yeah, exactly. Ask how her day went.
Yeah. That's why nothing worked.
Pete, how about you, man? What kind of sex games have you played?
I don't know. The thing that stands out to me the most was the first time I played Duke Nukem. I was like, I don't know how old I was. I was really young, and then going into the stripper scene in that game, I was like, what in the hell? I was like, what? At first, I thought, like years later, I learned that those were like tassels on the nipples, but at first I thought they were like little worms like popping out of the nipples. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Worms.
Well, yeah, because the game has monsters and aliens, so I'm like, what are
Yeah.
they, like possessed or something? I was too young to.
You still
put
do
two
it
and
though,
two
right?
together.
You still
But
hit
you're
it up
old enough to know you didn't want a piece of that.
I don't want no worm titty. Yeah, but 1996. That's right, Pete. Yeah, and that was one of the first times too. It's like I just sat in that strip club in that game. I just sat there, just mashing spacebar. You want to dance? You want to dance?
Yeah.
You want to dance? Over and over. It was great. Great.
Do you guys remember the game I know I mentioned before in past? It's called Rex Nebular. You guys ever heard of this game? It's a PC game, maybe for the Windows 95 time, and it's a point and click game. And the whole premise is like you get abducted by these women who live on a planet of all women, and you have to go around, and it's like they're like Amazon women and shit. So it's kind of like Leisure Suit Larry.
Utopia?
What's that?
It's kind of like Utopia?
Yeah. But no, these women are like bitches and shit, and like it's like crazy.
No, so it's a life simulator.
Oh, you said it, not me.
Goodness
Ladies and gentlemen,
gracious.
Big
Damn.
Mike.
No, it's definitely a game to check out, though. It's pretty funny. The graphics are pretty entertaining too. Rex Nebular.
A world full of bitches.
Yeah, what's new? No.
Hey, I played a really sexy game, Bible Adventures. Oh yeah. Check out those goats.
At least you didn't say NWO versus WCW with all those sweaty men.
Oh man.
UFC's the hottest game for sure. Come on, wait time out.
Oh.
I'm glad we're keeping it so classy. That's we had the big discussion before this, nothing but class, and we're keeping the standards pretty damn high right now.
Right.
Well, I don't think we can do this podcast without speaking of the famous 1996 heartthrob, Lara Croft.
Oh yeah.
I think in 1996, I know where all of our penises were.
In my right hand.
Yeah.
All of them.
I mean, those. I think you guys are really. Those were the largest video game boobs up to that date. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was actually very comical about that. If you look at the cover of the PlayStation 1 and Saturn version, like how disproportionate, remember she had that, I know it's all computer generated, but she had that minuscule tiny little waist, like a real human being couldn't even remotely look like that.
Yeah, and then the top was just massive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She basically had football shoulders for boobs.
They were square looking, weren't they? Kind of square shaped too.
Yeah, they kind of. Yeah, they kind of were. They changed a lot, didn't they, through the years? I think they changed.
Oh, fuck yeah. Did you see what she looks like now for I don't know if it's a reboot or whatever you want to call it, but damn, man, she just keeps on getting hotter.
Yeah. Yes, the new design will keep us warm on many a cold winter night.
Now, when is that coming out? I know Square is doing it, right? They took over the franchise.
Yeah, because they bought IDOS, so yeah.
Yeah, well, Square's coming out 2018. No, I think we're seeing it. We're seeing it next year.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's cool.
Oh, Laura.
Good. You guys like the movies?
No.
No.
I'll speak for
Angelina Jolie just didn't do it for you?
You know what? There's such a thing about Angelina, but I'm going to tell you one thing. Okay, I know she's a freak and whatever, but look at Jennifer Aniston now. She's still hot. And Angie just looks like every passing day, she just looks like a car wreck. So Brad's made some bad decisions. Yeah. Hey, I like to spend my life with 9 children. That's so cool. Fuck Angelina, man. She sucks.
I think it's her lips. I just can't seem to get over. Her lips look weird to me.
They're just too. You know what? I think she naturally had bigger lips, and then she's like, "Oh, it's part of my image."
Oh,
And
let's make them
I think
bigger.
her lips are the best part. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
DSL lips, dude. They're sucking lips.
Oh yeah.
You don't know if her mouth is open or closed. Just fucking lips there.
Angelina was fine, before she got really famous. Like she was really hot in movies like Hackers and Foxfire.
Yeah.
When she had a short hair look going on, and it was those kind of movies in which she never had any problems doing nude scenes and stuff like that.
You know
true.
what? Fuck Angelina. I think we need to address a very serious problem right now. Lindsay Lohan. I mean, what fucking happened? She's going to be in Playboy, and I don't give a shit.
Well, she's got more issues than National Geographic, dude. She's got way too many issues. Seriously.
Serious, though. Like, since we're on all about it, episode 69, her and Mean Girls, damn, God fucking damn.
We need the Lohan before the heroin, cocaine, and booze. That's what we
Yes,
need.
please.
She's really going to be in Playboy? I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fuck, man. I can't even think of something so disappointing to make an analogy to. It's like, wow. It's like fucking some hot broad 50 years after the fact. It's like, oh, I was hot once.
Yeah, it's like you're on the wrong side of 25 and no one gives a crap about you anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, she's aged like a lot.
Yeah.
That's what Jungle
Jason,
did.
she's going to be in the December issue. I think they said she was.
All right. Well,
yeah. So
that's going to be
News
interesting.
Fans
Yeah.
next month.
Wait, I got to interject one thing. We're talking about sexy games before we get off that subject.
Oh, we're not done yet. Yeah.
Oh, great. Dead or Alive. Like I'm talking.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I got that on my list here. How about the Dead or Alive
Volleyball.
volleyball?
Dude.
Bye.
My girlfriend at the time was so pissed that I bought that game for the original Xbox and I brought it home. She remember she was holding it in my hand. She ran to the room where my dad was sitting and held it up yelling, "Can you believe your son would buy crap like this?" And true story, she played it more than I did. And I think that was out of spite, so I couldn't play it. So
You can come over to my house and f my sister.
That's a wonderful idea.
Who do you guys think is the sexiest like fighting character?
Oh,
Shit. Well, you know, like it's hard to, like, it's old school, but it's hard to argue with Chun-Li.
Chun-Li, yeah.
Oh yeah, Mai Shiranui.
Yeah.
Sonya Blade,
I think-
dude.
Mai's fucking fuck Mai, man.
Or Scorpion's
she's
kinda hot,
not
too.
bouncy enough, man.
Have you seen her in King of Fighters 13? Wait,
Well-
Tuesday, come over. I'll show you.
Okay, well apparently Kleenex is getting another bump.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Scratch that. Don't come over.
Fire old fucking coffee.
I think Cammy's pretty hot.
Cammy's hot.
You know?
Yeah, she's hot. She's from England, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely.
Speaking of square boobs, freaking Orchid
Orchid.
on Killer Instinct. Notice the squarest boobs on the block.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
We had Maya from Killer Instinct 2.
Killer
Remember
Instinct 2, yeah.
the that defied gravity, and her standing animation, she was standing still, but her boobs were moving up and
Yes,
down.
those boobs were jiggling. Yeah, man. Yeah, you know. Awesome. Fuck.
Yeah, I do.
Well, what are some other steamy games? How about, of course, Grand Theft Auto, paying the hookers,
Yeah.
getting a Bobo in the car.
Something more recent that we were talking about was Catherine.
Oh fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
it's sexy in several different ways, whether it be good and bad. Almost like that. It's got that dangerous, sexy thing going on.
We were
Yeah.
at a mall today, all of us,
Oh,
and,
yes.
and we passed by La Senza. You guys got La Senza in the States? I know you got Victoria's Secrets.
I don't think
and Okay, so La Senza is like our Victoria's Secrets, and I'm telling you guys that they have these big posters on the other side of the entrance, and it's fucking Catherine.
Yeah, the model they picked is a spitting image of her, and I'm sure, and even the pose and everything, it's got to be on purpose. It's just got to be. It's too exact to be just by coincidence.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
Did you pre-order the statue that they're coming out with?
Yes, I did. The actually, it's funny. I pre-booked it from my usual site. I pre-book it from, and then after I pre-booked it, I checked my inbox, and several of our YouTube viewers had already emailed me links to pre-book it. So I'm glad to see the community has my back on that as well. Needless to say, she's getting a special place in the game room. That's for sure.
Yeah, fuck.
Randomly, probably not the game room.
next to the bed.
How about BMXXX? You guys ever
Oh,
played
yeah.
that one?
Yeah, I have that one.
I was so disappointed in that shit. I think which version was like the actual uncensored version?
The
The
Xbox
PS2
version.
version.
Original Xbox, yeah. PS2 was
The
censored.
the uncensored one, yeah.
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 And you had to like unlock them. I
Yeah,
remember. Like you
yeah.
had to put on a whole bunch of work.
Didn't they originally that was supposed to be like the next Matt Hoffman game, but then Matt Hoffman 2 sold so badly that they quickly, almost overnight, changed it to the XXX?
They're like,
I mean-
shit, we can't sell this. We gotta make it a porno game.
You're gonna make a porno game.
Imagine being like Matt Hoffman then, like you're naming so absolutely nothing that they got to replace you with that.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
guys. Right?
Well, I think the girls, you can put them in tassels too, right? Like when you're customizing your character, like they wear tassels. Like they're pretty much naked, but I think they,
Yeah.
if I remember right.
Maybe it depends on what state you played in. You know how every state has different provinces have different rules with strip clubs.
Yeah.
Like maybe if they could detect if you're playing it in like Nevada or something like that.
Yeah.
Here's another game that I believe was actually originally pulled off the shelves for a short period of time because of an age discrepancy with one of the models. But a game called remember the Guy game?
Oh, I love that game.
Yeah.
No, I haven't played that game. No.
Shit, you guys.
That was like that quiz. It was like basically like a stupid quiz show, game show, but it was all live action, like in like an old Sega CD or 3DO game. And they used these models. And I believe one of them, for example, there was something about like she wasn't of age or something like that at the time of the film.
17.
Yeah, she was 17, and I remember EBs or something like that were pulling it off the shelves.
Basically, it was like all filmed during like spring break somewhere. So it was like Girls Gone Wild, but it was Girls Gone Wild with questions.
Yeah.
For Sega CD?
Where are your parents?
No, that was for Xbox and PlayStation 2.
Oh, okay.
I never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, check that out. I'm pretty sure. I wonder if that would be worth anything because it got pulled off the shelves. It's such a piece of shit game. It really is. No, they re-released it. They fucking re-released it and got rid of the underage one.
Oh.
Well, I'm sure then if anyone has the original, it'll be worth some money. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah.
I can hear you typing on eBay there, Pete. Yeah.
What is the name of this game?
What's it called? The Guy game, right?
The Guy game, yeah.
Guy game.
Oh, okay.
He's going to search right now.
Yeah, I fucking be like $3.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Yeah.
Trying to think some other sex games.
There were some sexual themes in Conker's Bad Fur Day.
That's true.
Oh,
For
yeah.
64.
What was the name of the bar? Like the Cock and Balls or something like that?
Yeah, and like his girlfriend was always at home in like that really skimpy like workout
Yeah.
outfit, and she was always
And
like
then the
bending
caveman-
over and all
The
sorts of-
caveman's wife.
Yeah, yeah, and the bee that would always pollinate the sunflower with huge tits. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
great game.
yeah.
Have you played the remake on the Xbox? Did you play the...
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't
I
actually.
haven't played it. Is it not
No,
good?
don't do it. Don't. I don't know. We're all about like fucking play it, make your own decision. But if you played the original one, man, I had a hard time stomaching it because it seemed so pretentious. Everything in it was like, and it wasn't like I had outgrown it. I went back and played the N64 version. I'm like, this is fucking genius. They did something wrong.
I'm going to be the devil's advocate here and actually disagree. I say it was actually a really good version of it.
All right, shut up.
There you go.
What about God of War?
Oh, yeah, God of War,
There's,
yeah.
there's a ton
God
of
of War
stuff
3,
in there.
yeah, there's a
actually.
couple of big, huge scene.
Yeah, Pete, what we got? Price?
For the PS2, between $10 to $20.
Oh, really?
Do you see a difference between people saying this is the original or this is the re-released? Do you see that in the listings anywhere? I would assume there would be a difference because
They may have like distinguished it, like this is the Extreme Edition or something stupid like that.
There was also a company that no longer exists, Hip Interactive, when in one dying attempt to save their company, they released Playboy the Mansion.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god, that game! Wow.
Never played it.
I never played it. I've seen
Was there
it,
nudity
though.
in that game or not?
Yeah, I have actually the import European like gold edition for PC that apparently
Why have I never seen that in your collection?
That's behind closed doors. You
Because it's all sticky and shit.
yeah, shit, behind the closed goddamn doors.
What's wrong with your face?
No, but really, do you just like walk the mansion or what?
it's basically a Sims ripoff.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty much what it is. And your whole purpose is to get the girls to perform sex acts or take better pictures or whatever. But yeah, it's essentially a complete ripoff of The Sims. And to be honest with you, like not a good game at all. Sorry guys, one more sexy game popped in the head here. Actually, two more. I just need an excuse to say the word head. Rumble Roses.
Oh man, that game was rocking.
Yeah, especially
games, man.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Rumble Roses and Rumble Roses XX. Obviously, the 360 version looked the best and everything. But you remember, I was so disappointed with the 360 version. Not the game. I love the game, but the fact that they pulled out the mud wrestling from the PlayStation 2 version.
I actually never got over that. Thanks for bringing it up. That was good stuff, man. I think Dead or Alive should have had an offshoot and did a wrestling game. Show Matt's done.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Another sexy game that comes to mind is Bayonetta.
Yeah, man.
With the sexual overtones all over the place. I remember like the introduction of one of the enemies. It was Hope, and basically what it was is like her moaning and screaming and like kind of like half fingering herself, and basically and her legs spread open, and then the book opens and it says the enemy Hope. And then it's the female angel enemy, that kind of thing. I found that really friggin' hilarious.
I think I need to play this game. I never got around to it.
Definitely do.
Half fingering? Nah, you got me at half fingering.
One game that comes to mind, but just correct me. On the Japanese version of Parasite Eve, did they actually keep the nipples on the boobs of Melissa? Of Eve, because I know in the North American PS version, you've seen boobs, but you never seen the nipples of Eve. Did they actually keep that in the Japanese version?
Boobs.
That's a great question. Any question about boobs is great, and we will go into massive detail. But you know what? I want to say yes. I want to say yes, but I can't confirm that or not.
Oh, how about Heavy Rain?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. You
There's
don't
a
think
shower
about that.
scene.
Yeah. Hold on,
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Mass Effect with that pornographic content.
That's right, man. Fox says Mass Effect is digital pornography, so you know
It has to be.
Another game is the Third Birthday, the shower scene in that game. I think the only reason why that game was made was that Square Enix could establish Aya Brea as their next big sex symbol.
Yeah. Huh.
Sex in games. Fuck.
I got one actually, kind of. Back on the PS1 games days, I know a lot of people didn't play it, but in the Fear Effect series, Fear Effect 2, you play as two fucking lesbians, and they like get it on in the elevator and everything. You get to unlock all these like different massages and stuff, titties, and I mean they completely look clothed even when they're naked because it's so polygonal, but they're still fucking naked and getting it on.
Why don't we get on this, talk about some stuff we've been playing?
So, Pete, what have you been playing?
Skyrim. Jason, what have you been playing?
What level are you at, Pete?
Well, level doesn't really matter in Skyrim, quite honestly, because you can power your way through the levels and, you know, in a matter of a couple of hours, or you can, you know, Johnny's taking it kind of slow. Last time I talked to him, he was level 9 and I was like 19, but I'm pretty sure we were like the same amount of hours into the game. It just depends on what skills you take. It'll level you up faster. Mm-hmm. I'm about to hit level 30, I think, and I'm 40 hours in. And yeah, this is one of the best games I've ever played. It's an insanely good game, you know. I talked to Johnny the other night about the game because I was just really curious what he had to say about it, and he shares very similar feelings as I do on this game. So, John, have you played any more of it?
You know, I've been out of town, so I haven't had much more time to play it. But probably play it tonight some, and over the week I'll be home. So it's cool. What I like it. What I played so far.
And Jason, have you bought it yet?
No, I haven't. You got it on 360?
Skyrim, guys. I lost my voice. I'm not even here. What are we talking about?
We're talking about what you're playing. You're playing Skyrim.
Oh, it's fucking awesome. That's all I gotta say. It's a fucking incredible game. I'm like glued to it in the other room. This podcast is going on, and I'm playing Skyrim. That's how good of a game it is. How about that?
Best game of 2011?
Oh, fucking easily. Actually, best game I played in 5 years. Best game I played in 10 years.
Wow.
Me and Pete were talking about it, and we were sorry, because I'm fucking lost my voice here, so I'm gonna be 2 seconds, and I gotta go back to playing this game. But me and Pete were really concerned about this game because we were talking earlier in the week and saying, like, is this in how we're feeling? Is this right? Is it like, I would actually go as far to say this is the best role playing game I've ever played in my entire life, and that's a pretty huge statement, right? You know, like, I love my JRPGs. I love a lot of role playing games. I played a lot in my time, but this game, you know, like a lot of those games are based on nostalgia. This game is the best role-playing game I've ever played. It's just got the exploration, the freedom. Me and Pete were also talking and said, when I was in grade 8, I used to fantasize about my perfect game, my perfect role-playing game. This is when I played D&D, and I think the closest thing we had was Dragon Warrior and maybe Phantasy Star. And it's so weird. It's like so many years later, but I can finally play that fucking game, and I'm playing it right now, and it's really a religious experience for me. You know how a new game comes out and you're like, oh, this is the best game I've ever played. So that's why me and Pete were really concerned. We didn't want to say that. and just be like, oh, yeah, this is the best game ever. You know, like, Pete, what do you think? What do you want to chime in with that?
I think I'm coming to that same conclusion that this might be, you know, I'm undecided if it's my favorite game or the best game I've ever played, but I would definitely...
I'm not saying ever played, but I'm just saying best role-playing game.
I would definitely place it in my top 5 games that I've ever played, without a doubt.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, but this
pretty
is
good.
the kind of game that I've been hoping for, like, for so many years. It's everything I could have hoped for.
Now, what do they do for the next one? I mean, how do you get better from here?
I think they got the gameplay down. I think the gameplay's perfect. Maybe something more with the combat. I don't know what more you could do with the combat. That's for them to figure out. But I guess the only direction they could go is better graphics. Really, because I cannot believe the amount of detail in this game for just what the NPCs are doing alone. The amount of quests, you know, like I think what I'm doing right now, like I just finished in the game right now. There's probably like about 5 or 6 ways to get to where I got to. It's really cool, and I just love the freedom. It's just fucking awesome. I don't know what more you can do. Make it 3D. That'd be pretty cool. I'd like that, right? That'd be awesome. So, what do you think? Games you've been playing it?
Yeah, I bought it like when it first came out, and I'm probably like 5-6 hours into it. I had to leave out of town for work, so I'm like level 3 right now, so I'm not near as far as into it as you guys are. But it's cool. It's really cool. I agree. It's kind of cool. I like I'm terrible at stealing shit at this point, but it's cool. I like it.
I haven't stolen anything. I just that's funny. There's so many ways to play the game. You can be a stealth character, like a thief. Yeah. You know, you can just be like a fighter or whatever. There's so many ways you can be whatever you want to be in the game. That's what's so awesome.
What's your character, Johnny?
It's a Nord, just a Nord fighter. That's it. And I'm working on my healing abilities. That's it. So I'm pretty plain Jane. I hit hard and I heal hard. That's it. And that's all I need.
Why you're such a low level, because
exactly.
You have to take on other skills so that
I
you
know
level.
that. I don't have to do anything. I can do whatever I want. That's what's great about the game. No, I mean, this is what's so funny. You can play any way you want.
Mm-hmm.
Type of thing. That's what's so great about it. I'm getting back to it. My voice is like totally strained. So until next time.
Bye, Johnny.
Have you guys played it?
I haven't. I heard a story about Oblivion from a buddy of ours, and the amount of hours he played and completed actually no percentage of the game. He was just like exploring and killing and thieving. He spent like 60 hours, and he'd done nothing in the game other than level himself up. So I avoid at all costs. I wish I had the time.
I feel a little place that I haven't played it myself. I was on my Xbox the other night and I pressed my guide button because it said I had 6 friends online, and every single one of them said Skyrim, and I'm playing Child of Eden, so I felt a little out of place.
Hell no, that ain't too out of place.
That's funny.
But other than Skyrim, I did put in my copy of Terra Enigma for the Super Nintendo, and I played that for a bit. It's actually really good. I'm super impressed by the combat in this game. It's sort of like an action RPG that never came out to North America, so it only came out in Japan and in PAL region, and it's pretty damn good. Have any of you guys played it?
I saw your review, your unboxing, Pete, and I mean, it looked like a really good homebrew, like a really good homebrew copy of the game.
Yeah, it looks real. That's why the guy that made the homebrew reproduction box, instead of putting the official Nintendo sale, he writes on their unofficial Nintendo reproduction, because people get so good at making these reproductions, there's almost going to be no way to tell the difference from the official pretty soon. Obviously the box is obviously reproduction because there was never a North American box, but the cartridge, they got to have some way to differentiate. I also picked up Sonic Generations for the 3DS, which is actually really freaking good. It might even be better than the console versions, because it's the modern Sonic levels are also 2D side scroller, not 2D, but they're side scrolling levels, so it's not 3D like they are in the console version, which might be really a lot of people might really be happy to hear that. It's based off of the Sonic Rush engine, but I was never too big of a fan of the Sonic Rush games because I felt that all they were was nothing but speed and memorization, because you go so freaking fast that you just run into enemies all the time. Whereas the modern Sonic levels in this game are actually, the level designs and the enemy placement is not there to make you, frustrated. It actually, it's sort of like a classic Sonic feel to it. But what really pissed me off was in the console version of Sonic Generations, they kind of do a funny little skit where classic Sonic tries to do the homing attack or some shit and he fails. But in the 3DS version, he actually succeeds. So they fucking gave classic Sonic the homing attack. What is the point? Like, I thought they were supposed to keep it classic Sonic, and now I'm doing homing attacks, and it kind of, I don't know, I was really disappointed to find out that they added that in. Because in the console version, they kept it, 100% classic Sonic. But if anybody's played the console version and you haven't picked up the 3DS one, get it, because it's an entirely different game. There's all new levels, like for Sonic and Knuckles, you play in Mushroom Hill Zone and such,
How's the 3D in it? Pretty good?
It's really good. Yeah, it's really good. It actually, it makes sense. It adds really nice depth to the levels. The cutscenes and everything, the story in the game is absolute garbage because they try and copy the console version, but they do it in like static character portraits and shit, and it's terrible. But other than that, the gameplay is really good.
Is that $30 or $40 new?
$40.
Oh, 40. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually not out yet, but I found a store selling it early, so playing it early. Also, I picked up a game, just a shout out to Josh, Games of War. I was talking to him, and he did a quick video on this game, but he picked up a game on the Sega Saturn. It's an import called Rush Defi, which is a pretty damn rare and expensive Sega Saturn import. But it's a platformer where you play as this little taxi car, and it kind of reminds me of Sonic the Hedgehog slowed down a little bit, because you sort of have a dash move, but it's got a great little, I don't know, a lot of charm to it. It's a pretty easy game. I didn't have much trouble until I got to the end boss, which absolutely destroyed me. But just a 2D side-scrolling, good animations, good sprite work. Pretty fun game. Not cheap, though, if you're looking to get a copy. And other than that, I played a little bit more of Super Mario 3D Land, and still having fun with that. Haven't beat it yet. And that's about it, I think. I've just been playing Skyrim.
Right on.
Cool. Nice.
But I do have a secret project that I'm working on, which I'm very excited for. I'm not going to give any details yet, but I was up until 8 a.m. last night working on it. So yeah, I'm having fun with it. So hopefully in the next month or two, maybe less, I'll be able to release what that is. Oh, and I've been playing Pokemon Trading Card Game Online because the new expansion was released. I'm telling you, I was doing good. I hadn't played the game in a few days, actually in about a week. But I invested so much money in that game, I kind of feel like I have to play it now, which, I'm not forcing myself, but it came out with the new expansion, and you guys know how it is with trading card games. You have to buy a fucking booster box in order to get the card you need. So lo and behold, hit eBay, and I've already bought probably $100 worth of virtual booster packs for the new expansion. And that's it for me.
Cool. Well, I guess I'll go in next. I'm still playing the Williams Pinball Hall of Fame for the 3DS. So I really enjoy that. It's a lot of fun. Pete, have you gotten that yet? No?
No, I'm trying to conserve right now, because Skyrim, it's, believe it or not, I didn't pick up Zelda today because of Skyrim. I probably will get Zelda sometime next month, maybe Christmas.
What do you guys think about GameSpot giving Zelda a 7.5?
Good for them. I really, I don't even read reviews anymore, to be honest. I just trust what other people recommend, and that's about it.
So I also been playing the Donkey Kong 2, the DK2K, the Jumpman's Revenge. Jason saw that today.
Yeah, it's badass. Yeah.
It's freaking one of the hardest games I've ever played now. Hella hard. And for those guys, have you guys heard of it in the room?
Heard of it, yeah, but just I don't think I've ever seen any footage on it just yet, but I remember reading about it when it was in development. Yeah,
so it came out in 2006. This guy just created 4 new stages for the Donkey Kong arcade, and he put cutscenes into it, and he changed some of the 4 boards. The original boards made it more difficult, more challenging, because the original Donkey Kong is really hard as it is, but this game is unbelievably hard. But it's really cool. It's really fun. So if you're a big Donkey Kong fan like I am, it's really cool to check out. So I've been playing that. Playing Uncharted 2, try and go through that. I'm at
what are you up to in that?
Chapter 16.
16?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you're getting to the good parts of the game now.
Yeah. I know it's cool. The train part was really cool, and it's the graphics are really good on it.
I'm thinking Uncharted 3.
I'm not playing Uncharted 3 yet. I'm going to play the second one and then go get the third one after that.
Well, so. Pete said he liked the second one better, right?
I do like the second one better. I like the second one better. Third one's excellent, don't get me wrong, but we were just so spoiled and blown away from going from 1 to Uncharted 2. The leap from 2 to 3 wasn't quite as dramatic. And it's not even just like that it's not wowing me as much as the second one, but the second one's just, I felt the characters were better, the story was better. I don't know, I just felt like everything was better.
Yeah, there's a lot of plot twists in the second one, right? Like,
yeah,
a ton. And then also been playing Virtual Pool for the N64.
That's random.
It's kind of random, right? But I remember I picked it up for really cheap a little while ago, and I remember playing it on the PC back in the day, back for like Windows 95 time. Mm-hmm. And it's just a great game. Really fun pool game. So graphics are cool. So kind of random. I picked it up for like $2. So
wait, John, do you have, for some reason, this remind me of this game, do you have sticky balls for Gizmondo?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. You did a review on that game, or one of your videos.
I have sticky balls. Oh, you mean the game?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have both. Sticky balls. Both ways.
That's actually the game that I want a Gizmondo for. That game actually looks pretty damn cool. It's cool. It's like an arcadey version of pool in a way, right?
Kind of. So the object is there's these like sticky balls, and there's these different colors, and you're supposed to have the stick cue, and you're supposed to knock the ball, match like the balls together, knock the sticky balls together. And then they clump up and then they disappear.
Sounds like a great game.
He's not even kidding. It actually looks pretty damn fun.
It's pretty funny. And the graphics are really good. I mean, and you know what? The first stage has a whale it's a whole like whale themed.
Speaking of the whale, the round 3 of the AGG tournament battle is on right now. And round 2, unfortunately for you Serbian fans, the baby was defeated. Let me just get you the exact numbers here.
Let's get the numbers in there.
It was beat out by the human centipede.
Oh, yeah.
So is that? So wait, it's my dog versus the human centipede next.
When we get to that point,
okay. So it's gonna be a couple weeks. Yeah.
Gamster's dog versus the human centipede. But for round 2, let's see where we're at. All right. So right now, round 3, it's the whale versus Star Wars whale. And unfortunately, John, Star Wars whale is losing by quite a bit.
Really?
Yes. The whale is up 20 votes. Star Wars whale is behind with 11 votes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Human centipede took the win for round 2, 39 votes to very close, the Serbian baby's 34 votes. So,
nice.
Unfortunately, people that are listening to this podcast will not be able to vote, but you will be able to vote when you hear this episode. The next battle that will be going on is poutine versus Lay's ketchup chips.
Oh,
so
boy.
Definitely get onto our forum and vote. And that's all I got to say to that.
Nice.
Get up and go vote.
Speaking of poutine, I had poutine this past week.
Fuck, well, I think we all had poutine in the last week. A whole bunch of us had poutine last night.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, and it was good too. Oh,
yeah, I was in Portland. I actually drove to Portland an hour and a half for poutine.
Nice. That's commitment.
It was commitment. It was good shit though. It was good. The Potato Champion, the same place Jason went to in his video.
Mm-hmm. The Potato Champ.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It was good stuff. Except for I was burping it up for like 6 hours straight. It was a gut bomb. I'll be honest with you. It was good, but not so good on the stomach.
You were having thirds and fourths and fifths.
Yeah, every time I burp it up, I'd taste it. It was like one of those.
You just got to eat more of it to beat your stomach into submission. So it realizes that it can't win. It just lay down and take it.
It's like a hangover. You wake up with a hangover, you put some more beer in there.
Right. Exactly. So Jason, what you been playing, bud?
Well, I haven't been playing a whole lot this week. I've been real busy this week, but I did go to Bookman's with Mr. Gamester 81 today.
Oh yeah, we also went to the arcade as well, so we've been playing a bunch of those.
Yep. So we got together earlier today. We headed up to Castles and Coasters. We were going to do a evening of arcades, but first we made a pit stop at Bookman's because that's just what we do every time. And John, did you pick anything up?
I didn't pick anything.
You didn't see anything?
No, I didn't see anything. They had some cool stuff though.
Yeah, they did. I picked up a few things. Okay, so they can be kind of weird on their pricing sometimes. There was a Road Rash for PS1 long box in their display cabinet. It's been in there for about 2 months, and they had it priced for $40, which is just outrageous. It's not worth $40. And it's been in there for like 2 months, and then finally saw it out on the floor for $10. They took it out and marked it down, and I bought it for that. So I got a Road Rash in pretty good condition, complete with a little foam insert and all that sort of thing. I love that.
Wait, what system did you get it for?
PS1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Road Rash. So I picked that up, and then I got some Game Boy and Game Boy Color games.
I'm really getting into because I'm telling you, That fucking Game Boy Advance player is amazing.
I know, Pete.
I've been looking up my Game Boy Advance, my Game Boy, my Game Boy Color games.
Been going crazy here. I know.
Yeah.
It's just right there. It plays them all. It's just the greatest invention. I mean, I was streaming stuff the other night, just Game Boy games. Just loving it. It is so much fun. So I've been really hunting through the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, and Game Boy Color bins at these places, and I picked up a few games. I picked up F1 Race, which was one of the earlier racing games for the original Game Boy. There, I remember playing it a long time ago. But also picked up Super RC Pro Am, pretty cool right there.
For the original
for
Game
the
Boy?
color? Or
No,
Game
original
Boy?
Game Boy. Yeah, original Game
I
Boy.
love the music in that.
And then for Game Boy Color, I picked up Turok Dinosaur Hunter 3. Which is kind of cool.
Is that like a sort of like
I think.
platformer, right? A shooter, sort of like, I guess, a
no way
crappy
3D.
Contra or something?
Yeah, there's no way they... Yeah, I think it's a platformer, side-scrolling type of a shooter. So we'll see. I don't know. I've never played it, but I...
Although they do have Nukem for the Game Boy, though, so...
They do have Duke Nukem, and I picked it up. I got Duke Nukem for the Game Boy Color right here. So pretty cool. Going to be interested to play that.
Is that first person then?
It says 1998 on the stamp, so I don't know. I have not played it on Game Boy Color, to be honest with you. I do not know. And then the last one here, probably the most interesting one that I picked up.
There's some jealous of, right here.
I'm going to have you guys see if you can guess. It's a Game Boy Advance game.
House of the Dead pinball.
You fucking asshole. You fucking asshole.
Pete?
It's bullshit, Pete. You were in the stream. God.
No, I wasn't. I was playing Skyrim.
Oh, shut up. You were there. How? Okay. Okay.
No, because I...
Shut up, Pete. God damn it.
I missed your stream, so I saw it posted on Facebook, so I'm like, oh, let me go see what he played. And I watched the archive.
Whatever. God damn it. Okay, it's called The Pinball of the Dead. It was redone by THQ and, of course, Sega.
That's a
Came
game
out,
that looks interesting.
2002.
When I was watching the video, I found what was most interesting was that they actually used like the songs from the games, like House of the Dead 2 and 1. And the sound effects from the zombies were pretty damn spot on.
That's
Yeah.
pretty dope. $6?
Yeah.
Wow.
Got it for $6. Pretty cool.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate
Which I think it's worth about that. I looked it up. It's not worth much more than that. A pretty good deal. So it was priced
Is
right.
that a Pinball of the Dead?
You know, it's like these places, these secondhand stores and, pawn shops and all these other places, they're getting a ton of these Game Boy Advance games because, GameStop stopped taking them. They don't take them anymore. So all these other places are just getting tons of them, and you kind of have to thumb through them. I mean, it's kind of hard to read this. It's all purple, and the text is even purple. So it was hard to read it, and I was like, what the hell is that? Is there a zombie there? I know that zombie, the picture of that
The
thing.
text is like kind of like...
Yeah, and so I was like, well, let's check it out. So really cool buy there. And I was streaming it the other night. Really good game. So I've been playing that. That's really about it. To be
Nemesis on the Game Boy, also known as Gradius, I guess.
Oh yeah, see it's still in my Game Boy player right here. Yeah, Nemesis. Yeah.
That game looked freaking hard on the Game Boy.
Did you see me just fucking?
dying.
Did you see me rage quit that shit? I didn't even undo I just turned the console off. Just turned it off. Didn't even safe eject it or nothing. I was so pissed.
Sweet.
That game is maddening, but yeah, a good shooter right there. Shoot 'em up.
Right on.
That's about it.
How about you guys? The crew.
All right. I'm still playing Catherine. I can't let it go. I'm still playing it.
Nice.
Also, I'm playing a couple of DS games right now. I'm playing Hotel Dusk, and I'm also playing. Actually, no, it's not. The other one isn't. It's actually a Super Nintendo game. I'm playing Soul Blazer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I just got that too.
Loving that. Also, I just got a iTouch. Sorry, and so I'm playing some iOS games. Space Invaders: Infinity Gene. It's
Nice.
a creepy like Space Invaders. It's fucking such a crazy game. Also,
They have that on PS3 and Xbox Live, right? Network.
that would actually be preferable. I find it weird using the touchscreen to play
Infinity
that
Gene,
game.
I think they do have it. I have it on my Xbox Live.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
Also, I'm I guess the only other games I'm playing. I guess when we were on the flight to come out here, I was playing Dragon's Lair and Road Avenger, even though they call it Road Blaster. And Road Avenger on iOS is awesome. Like, I've never played the Saturn version yet, so going from the Sega CD version of that one, oh, so beautiful. The frame rate was awesome. I could actually understand what was going on. And that's it. But yeah, I cannot let go of Catherine. Like, I've gotten.
How many times have you beaten it?
I've technically like only gone through this. I'm on my second go through on the story mode, but I spent a lot of time on Rapunzel, the arcade game that's in the bar, clearing that, and I've also made sure that I got gold on all of the 9 stages. So that way, I don't really want to go onto the tubes and see the different endings. I actually want to do them myself. So I don't know. I just can't. Like, I think the thing that I love the most about the game, and now I get the puzzles out of the way, is just hanging out in the bar and talking to the different people. Like, I love that game so much. Like, I know there's probably more impressive games that have come out since, but that game has kind of captivated me in a way that I didn't even know. Like, I think the last time I was this into a game was Shenmue. And that's it. Mike, what do you got?
So very recently, blew through Uncharted 3 and Arkham City. And Uncharted 3, I agree with you guys. Not a great game, not a giant technical leap that Part 2 was, of course, because you know how farther could you really go.
Right.
But I got to give kudos to Naughty Dog for listening to their fans, because when I was first playing the game before the patch came out, and the shooting mechanic was just god awful. Like, when you pull the trigger, the gun would kick back and bullets would fly in random spots all over the map. And then when that nice little 30 meg patch came out and just fixed everything, so they made the shooting much more accurate. So kudos to Naughty Dog for actually listening to their fans who were crying bloody murder when that game first came out, and getting on it and correcting it really fast. So other than that, blew through Child of Eden instead of playing Skyrim. Sorry, Pete. And now playing Odemedius, actually. And
yeah, how you liking that? Because I've been wanting to pick that up.
It's you know what, it's extreme. It's got unlimited continues like most shooters do now, but if you want to like try to get a good rank, I find it, maybe just my reflexes are getting slower as I'm getting older, I find it extremely difficult. Like, it's really, 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 really tough. Still kind of cool. Definitely, in my opinion, not as good as Gradius or Parodius, but definitely nice to see Konami still eventually, even though after months of delays, finally releasing it over here. And I think it's the last thing. I'm just now desperately waiting for Zelda. As you guys know, we're here visiting Johnny in Vancouver. So I was on the phone this morning, frantically calling the EB back home in Raccoon City, making them promise that they're not going to sell off my pre-booked special edition bundle, because I'll be getting there past their magic 48-hour mark. Because EB just loves, after that 48-hour mark, they just sell your pre-book off.
Don't
right
count
away.
on it. It's gone.
Yeah. I'm sure you're right. That's why I'm getting a bit choked up right now. But at least when I get back, I'll have King of Fighters 13 there waiting for me as well. So when my Wii's in danger of overheating from playing too much Zelda, I'll let it cool down a bit and play some King of Fighters 13.
Nice, and Maya's bouncing boobs can kind of calm you. All right, Derek, what do you got going?
Basically for me, guys, not really much, because I am working away from home, and the only systems I got with me are my PSP and 3DS. But right now I'm still trying to complete the third birthday. I'm on insane mode on that game, and it's really incredibly difficult right now. And recently I just finished completing Star Fox 64 3D, which is absolutely beautiful and breathtaking. If anybody plays that game, I recommend going through the Zonus level. That level is just really beautiful, especially on 3D mode. And right now I'm actually playing Ocarina of Time 3D for the first time. Surprisingly enough, I never played Ocarina of Time for the N64, because unfortunately during that time I just didn't have access to a lot of video games and systems and stuff like that. So technically me playing Ocarina of Time 3D is my first time going through the game beginning to end. So cool. I'm on the Shadow Temple right now.
And what do you think so far?
I'm actually really liking it. The thing is that I can't really see much, and of an adjustment between the N64 and the 3D version, just because of the fact that I never played the N64 version. But like, I'm actually really liking it. But sometimes I kind of feel bad, but I do have to turn the 3D off quite a bit, because it does make
people
me a little
have
dizzy.
said that. Yeah, a lot of people have said that.
It does make me a few dizzy in a few parts, but like overall, I'm really loving it. But like when I actually finish the main game of Ocarina of Time 3D, in order for me to complete it, I'm going to do the Master Quest afterwards.
So would you say, because it's interesting to hear from someone that's never played it until now, would you say that, you know, after years and years of hearing, oh, the best game ever, you know, 10 out of 10 from so many people, do you think could you understand why people say that? Or do you think it's a little overhyped playing it now?
I don't know, Pete. It's just that, you know, like, there isn't a doubt in my mind that like it's a great game, but like, I think maybe because my favorite Zelda game of all time is A Link to the Past. And I think one of the reasons why it probably got great scores is because there was such a long period of time between Link's Awakening for the Game Boy and Ocarina of Time for the N64, and basically everybody was waiting for that one Link game to be in 3D. And basically, that may have had a little contribution to its high rating. But I can understand, you know, especially with a lot of the things that they did and how immersed that they made the dungeons and the world and the music. It really doesn't surprise me for the longest time. You know, it actually had the record for the highest rated game of all time. But I think a couple of years ago that recently got beaten by Grand Theft Auto 4 for the highest aggregate review score. Ocarina of Time pretty much had it since it was released in what was it, 1998, 1999?
Yeah.
97?
Yeah, I think 97.
Yeah. Came out on my birthday, actually.
Oh, happy birthday!
I remember going to KB Toys, like in Toys R Us, like going all over for that game. And then I finally went to the last store of the day. My dad was taking me all over to get this game. The last store of the day had one copy left. I was so fucking happy, and like a couple. And then the funny thing, the same thing happened with Xbox Live. When that came out, I went all over the place because everybody was sold out. And then the last store of the day, they had one left. And it was a pre-order or something. The guy's like, you can have it anyway. So I've had some luck, you know.
GameStop. They're doing that too. You hear that?
I'm starting to shake.
Selling somebody else's pre-order. This is BS.
No, it wasn't a GameStop. It was like a Microvision or some shit.
Wow. Well, okay. Still mad.
Anything else, guys?
Hello?
Are we losing?
I think so.
Pete, you there?
Hello?
Yeah, you guys
All right,
there?
we're here. We lost the cable for a second.
No worries.
All right, we got one more from Derek, and then we got Play Lives to throw down.
Cool.
I think one true testament, Pete, that Ocarina of Time does deserve all the praise that it does, is that it was the first game that Famitsu ever gave 40 out of 40.
Wow.
And that's a true testament in itself, because they tend to be some of the most harshest reviewers out there, and to get a 40 out of 40 score is very rare indeed.
I mean, it's safe to say when this game came out, you know, it deserved all the praise. That's why I was just really curious what someone would think today playing it for the first time, but obviously it's held up really well.
Cool. Hey, Play Lives, what do you got happening?
Other than playing a lot, I've been playing with Terrence's nipples for hours and hours and hours over the last day and a half.
That's available on all consoles.
They're a little chapped, but I'm gonna leave them alone for now. Other than that, I haven't been playing too many games. What mainly comes to mind is Knight's Contract on the PS3. I've been on a hack and slash sort of binge, if you will, and I had a great time with that, except for one part where the second to last boss is a known glitch that he just becomes invincible at one point in time. And that happened to me 3 times in a fucking row, man. I was getting pissed off. But other than that, like, that's all I've really been playing lately. And Big Mike, he smoked us all in Pac-Man Versus at a little arcade today.
Oh, is that the 4-player one?
He proved that he was in the top 5 percentile for Pac-Man.
That's so fun. The 4-player one.
Yeah, it's such a great game.
Yeah,
So
it's
good.
awesome. Good stuff.
I'll just say, yeah, I'm playing Skyrim. My voice is gone still. But I just ran in here. I'm getting chased by this big fucking dwarven fucking robotic machine right now, and I'm like going, fuck. So I thought it'd be a good time just to come in here. I put it on pause for a second.
So
Fucking X game. Holy shit.
Hey, Johnny, what are you playing? Skyrim Day's coming up.
I picked up Skyward Sword, but that'll be sitting there for a while. I'm telling until I finish. I'm gonna play Skyrim until I finish them, and then Skyward Sword. Yeah, for sure. So that's me done. I'm gonna go back to these dwarven.
Later, Johnny.
Pete, we're playing right now. As we're talking, we're playing that Pinball the Dead game. It's freaking great. It's good stuff, man. There's like
Listen, evening. I love you, John. I love you, Pete. Jason, I just want to fuck you, baby.
That ain't the first time I heard it. From him. Good times.
So yeah, Pete, there's like zombies walking around and shit, and you have
Yeah.
And then we also popped in Turok 3, and it's not a platformer; it's like a top-down, almost like
shooter. Yeah,
almost like a Jurassic
Really?
Park for the Super Nintendo. Remember that game?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of similar to that, top-down.
Speaking of Jurassic Park, did you play that new Jurassic Park game that came out? It's sort of like Heavy Rain. It was funny because there was something on Joystick where the developers of the Jurassic Park game were going on Metacritic and leaving user review scores 10 out of 10, not saying that they were the developers behind the game.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. The way they found out was the names that they used for the user reviews. People like searched it up and it like linked to Twitter accounts where they were developers for the game.
Really?
That's tough right there.
Funny.
There's a lot of bullshit going on with that Jurassic Park game. The Jeep that they had at PAX, there was this huge hoopla about this, how this guy had this Jurassic Park Jeep and how he agreed to let the developer use it for PAX, and it came back all trashed. And I don't know if you guys have heard this hoopla, but I actually heard this from someone at my gym that almost never plays video games, because he's heard it on all the various websites. And it just seems like this game, like, I honestly know nothing about it other than the bullshit hype that's happened because of the review thing and because of this stupid Jeep thing. Like, this is probably, like, if this is intentional, it's got to be like the most shameless attempt at marketing, like viral marketing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I played it at PAX, but I mean, you guys hear the news about PETA being all pissed now at this game?
At Jurassic Park?
Fucking pissed at everything.
Because their dinosaurs are getting hurt.
Oh,
and they're animals, and they have feelings. No, I'm fucking with you guys. I'm just joking.
Fuck, man. PETA's like one of the worst like offenders of animal rights ever.
I know.
Those guys just go fuck themselves.
I'm being sarcastic. But
Can I just make a comment on that? Actually, did you guys read what they said just recently, last couple of days, about this whole Mario thing?
The last thing I heard is that after all the bad press, PETA just suddenly came out and said, "Oh no, that was just a joke." But has there been more stuff after that?
No, that's it. That's it. That, it was nothing but a joke. We just wanted to bring attention to the fact that, innocent squirrels get skinned.
Yeah, so it's like we're bringing the attention to the fact that PETA, we still don't give a fuck.
But the thing is, guys, is that they do this just so that they can get on the news, that they can have all this controversy. Like, the way that I see it is, they do these radical things just so that they can get whatever media attention they can get, whether it's negative or positive. Like, the way you got to treat PETA is, do you know that episode of The Simpsons where all the billboards come to life? And basically Paul Anka sings that song, "Just Don't Look, Just Don't Look." That's how you got to treat PETA. You just got to ignore every little bit of petty bullshit that they literally do.
I would actually like to thank PETA, because I thought all this time that tanukis were actually just mythical creatures from Japanese mythology. Now I've realized because of them, they're actually real animals. So I had no idea they actually existed. I thought they're just like those statues with those giant testicles. And so...
It's so funny.
I guess it's still episode 69, right? We can talk about that shit, right? It's cool, guys.
Right
no, I think it's weird with them because, okay, let's face it, like all seriousness, like obviously animals shouldn't be fucking treated the way they are, but at the same time, I'm not going to become a vegetarian, and whatever PETA's modus operandi is completely wrong, because they're just I don't think people know how to get their message across. Look at this whole Occupy thing. It's a farce. It's like, go home. You've done what you can do. You want to make a change? Get in the governments. You know, and this PETA's no different. Like there's like this whole thing. Like, you know what? Like, thanks to whoever made that game on their website, because I actually played through that, and you know, and I caught Mario and got my skin back, but it didn't make me think like, oh, the poor plight of the Tanukis, or oh, I shouldn't eat beef anymore. Like, I don't know who is responsible for getting their message across, because they're lost. They really are.
You want to hear kind of a messed up story? When in college, my roommate, his girlfriend, like basically moved in without whatever. Long story, but long story short, she was a vegan. Okay, like diehard vegan.
So she ate cardboard, right?
What's that?
She ate cardboard, right?
yeah, I don't know about that, but anyway, she threw away all my fucking beef and stuff in the fridge, in her freezer.
Oh,
like the milk. When I buy milk, she'd pour it out. If I bought like beef, she'd throw it away.
Who is this person again?
This is my old roommate's girlfriend at the time who moved in. I'm like, you fucking bitch.
Hell no.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to have your opinions about like not eating animals, but don't like throw my stuff away, especially if I bought it. You know?
Yeah, no shit.
I was just pissed.
Did she like replace it with like soy products?
I don't know. No, she wouldn't. I'm like, it was just a bad situation to be in. So what's going on, guys? What's going on? Should we do some questions, or should we wrap it up, or what?
Question time.
All right, Jason, you have any questions? Audio questions?
I don't know. Let me pause my game.
Fuck you.
Hey, all Gen Gamers, this is Trevor Warbach here, also known as Marine Assassin on the forums. I just wanted to know, what is some of the hardest games, or one of the hardest games you've ever beat? Mine, I would have to say, is Ghosts and Goblins on NES. Keep up the good work, guys.
That's a tough one. I've beaten Ghosts and Goblins, and it's back in the day, and that's a hard-ass game.
I went through it and beat that, but then you have to do it again.
Yeah.
And I got so pissed, I just turned it off. I'm not going to do it again.
Trojan's really hard, too. Have you played Trojan? It's also Capcom Arcade. It's freaking hard. Pete, have you played that? I know I mentioned it before on the podcast.
No.
But that's a hard one. Adventure Island's hard.
Oh, Adventure Island's tough, yeah. I haven't beat that, but gotten pretty far in it.
I don't know. How about you guys?
The Ninja Gaiden games for NES.
Yeah, any of the old school NES games are freaking hard.
Oh, fuck, were they ever? It's not even just the game themselves, but it's like I can't see the ninja. I can't see Ryu at all. You see him flashing in and out. Also, Last Battle. I beat that shit when I was on Pneumonia and Delusional. And finally, there was one more. I don't know, man. Anything when you're a kid. But seriously, guys, do you ever like go back and play games that you cleared as a kid and you just get demolished in now?
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's so terrible. Mike, what do you got going?
My biggest success and the hardest games I've ever played is definitely finishing with no cheat codes, no nothing. Is Super Empire Strikes Back.
Oh man,
we were talking about that today, Jason.
Yeah,
that swamp monster in Yoda's Dagobah scene. So freaking hard.
Dude, even just the first level. God damn.
Did you got to use a force to slow it down?
It was super, super tough. I was never able to beat Jedi, but I beat Empire, and I actually broke a piece of furniture playing Super Empire Strikes Back. I was playing on this little TV stand back in the day because it was back when I was in high school.
Right.
And I got so mad at the game, I hit the counter, and my hand, it was made out of, that particle boards. My hand went right through it, like just busted off my table. And I was trying to commit. My dad came home and saw it, and to make an excuse, I told him I was lifting my TV while dusting and dropped the TV on it. That's why it broke.
Dusting.
But you know what? It was totally worth it. I was bragging about finishing that game for months on end.
That's by THQ as well, right? I think so. Or JVC.
Yeah,
JVC.
That's right. Yeah,
JVC.
THQ re-released them a couple of years after that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a classic. I love those. The whole Super NES trilogy of those games are really tough, really challenging.
For me, guys, I think two NES games I've beaten as a kid that were incredibly tough is I beat Back to the Future.
Oh yeah, for the NES. Yeah, is that the one where you're you gotta get those things in the mirror, like the picture's fading away, and you gotta get those.
And you have to basically get the clocks, and then at the very end, you drive the car, but like you got to miss all the little lightning bolts, and you got to make sure you hit it at like 88 miles per hour or something like that.
Yeah, it's tough.
And the other game, and this is one I'm really proud of because basically a lot of guys on my gaming forum do not believe me. They always tell me,
proof or didn't happen, and that's Iron Sword Wizards and Warriors 2.
Oh yeah.
That game was incredibly tough, and the only reason why I muscled myself to actually to go through it is because I didn't have that many NES games growing up, and then one day my dad went on a business trip, and when he went, he decided to buy a video game. Didn't know what I liked, didn't have any idea, just picked a random game, and I just didn't have a lot of NES games at the time, and he brought home that game, Iron Sword Wizards and Warriors 2, and that's all I had to play for the longest time. So it wasn't necessarily the greatest game, but since I never had nothing else to play, I just said to myself, I am going to beat this eventually. And when I was a kid, I eventually beat it, but I don't think I'll ever be able to play it and play it well ever again.
Right. Is that the one with Fabio on the cover?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's what went through your dad's head. Like, what will my son like? Fabio. What's your dad trying to say?
He tried to be the new Old Spice guy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I see those ads. It's funny. Those aren't on anymore.
But he lost.
Yeah.
Hey guys, do you see the poster for Expendables 2?
No.
Oh shit, man! Van Damme and Chuck Norris are on it. I lost my shit when I saw that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's going to be an incredible August to remember.
Van Damme, what has he been in for? I haven't seen that guy for a long time.
Hey, did you see JCVD?
What?
Did you see the movie JCVD?
No.
That's the movie you need to watch. It's Van Damme acting and actually acting, and it's he's speaking more, I guess, like French. Yeah, he's speaking more French than English, and just watching this guy act, you really wish you had a better handle of English because this guy can actually act. It's damn impressive.
It's actually really widely known as one of his best movies with regards to acting.
Really?
Yeah, and it's recent. It was 2000. I think came out 2008.
Yeah. Right, I would say
Check that shit out.
What about you, Pete? Hard games?
I don't know. Like usually, if a game is super freaking hard, I just lose interest with it because it gets. I don't know, it gets aggravating. Like, you know what? Fuck Catherine, that fucking bullshit game at the end. I love the game for the first few hours, but, if you can't get into the puzzles as much as others, like, it just becomes an annoyance towards the end of the game where the puzzles are just insanely hard. I didn't finish the game. I'm, like, right at the end because I just don't feel like playing the puzzles.
No, Pete, no. Just keep climbing. Keep climbing. Like when I had to do the gold run and that last level, I know what you're saying, man. Like the last level's a little tough, but there's this thing where it's just you just gotta persevere, man. Like it's not. When I ended up clearing it that time when I got the gold run on that last stage, I just muscled up that shit. It was like, you're not stopping me. I'm climbing, and it was beautiful. You gotta. You don't have to, but it's just keep pushing up, man. I don't know. It's just you get the rhythm at a certain point and luck in it, and it just happens.
Everything else around you will just go blurry, and all you see is these cubes. Like Terence is right. Just one day when you're just relaxed and the most zen possible, pop it in again, and I guarantee you'll whip through that last stage.
And you will feel such an accomplishment when you beat that.
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe
God.
One day.
Terence, how long does it take to beat that game? Is it 10 hours?
Don't forget. Like what level are you playing it on?
Like an idiot, I chose normal, not knowing that that's like hard mode.
Okay, but the thing is, though, is you can change the difficulty at any time. So go back to easy. No shame, man. No shame. It's a tough game. And you, when you hit back...
Wait, you can change the difficulty? I thought they said you can't.
I think you can. I haven't done it myself, but I remember either reading something or something in the game or something. It was one of the text messages in the game. I'm pretty sure I got a text message in the game, and they're saying that you can change the difficulty at any time. Huh. Mike? Come on, Mike. Use that memory.
I'm trying to use that memory. Like I like Terence says, no shame. Like I actually played the game through on easy mode, and I never play games through on easy mode. I always try to play them on normal.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. We just got confirmation.
Yeah,
it is good. You can change it at any time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Make that shit a reality, Pete. Come on.
The internet's helped us out once again.
Hey, Terrence, how long does it take to beat the game?
Not too long. Like you can go with the cutscenes and all that. You can clear the game in about 8 to 10 hours.
It feels a bit longer than it really is, I think, at times.
Yeah, it is. And if you stay away from Rapunzel and stick to the game, but I guess if you really like wanted to go for like a cheese experience, you could like get out of the bar portion of it as soon as possible and stick to the game. But it's awesome in the bar, the talking with people, like just. It's such a fucking genius game. I just can't get over it. Like
it's one of those things you can't really talk too much about it because then you'll spoil something that's really, really cool you want someone to experience.
Right. Like it's I guess without giving away, like you talking to people versus not talking to people affects their journey in the storyline. And I didn't really get that the first time I played. Like we did a couple of videos. The last time that we really talked about Catherine, I kind of regretted what I had said because I didn't let it sit with me long enough. Talking about how the game affects your experience based off of your age, and I wish I would have had more time to think about that because I was kind of like, oh yeah, fine, it was a game for people in the 30s, yeah, rock on. But when I think more about it, you think of how it affects different people that play, like how a teenager would view the game and the story elements, how someone in their 20s, someone in their 40s and 50s, like when you're a younger person playing the game, it's like shit. This is like obviously not nightmares and climbing blocks, but the interpersonal relationships in the game, you're kind of thinking, this is stuff that I could potentially be involved with when I'm older. And then obviously people in their 30s are literally going through this shit. And then when you get in your 40s, 50s, 60s, if you're playing this game and you're into the story, you look back and you laugh. It's like, this is how I occupied my time. This is what I found was so important. And I really hope I can talk to someone older that's played Catherine that is actually kind of invested and get what their experience was. But I don't know, man. There's just something about that game. We need more games like that. Call of Duty came out, and I'm just like, yeah, that's great. That's the millionth shooter that's come out. Let's get a little something more where you actually really care about the characters and what happens in the story.
Atlas, this has been your highest selling game so far. Take that as a learning lesson. Like, we do appreciate obscure stuff like that. So don't be afraid to basically take obscure titles like that and bring them over here.
Pete, man, please clear it.
Another question, Jason? How about you, Jason? Did you answer?
Yeah. I kind of agreed with whatever we said an hour ago.
One more question.
Howdy there, young'uns. Silver Mongoose here with a question for you guys, the all-gen gamers. Now, whenever I first got my 3DS, I was pretty excited to show off this amazing new technology to people, showing off the glasses-free 3D. But whenever I did, I ended up getting some pretty mixed reactions. I got some people who were absolutely floored and thought it was amazing looking, like they should, and some people who looked at it and just kind of shrugged and said, yeah, okay, that's kind of cool, but didn't really care at all. They didn't think it was amazing. And I wanted to know what kind of reactions you guys got whenever you showed off your 3DSs, either to friends, family members, or complete strangers. So let me know. The podcast is awesome, and keep it up, guys. This has been Silver Mongoose Videos, and remember, classic gaming never gets old.
Yeah, it's a good question. I kind of same thing, mixed reviews. People love it or people don't really care for it. I think it just kind of depends on people's preference to 3D or not.
I think it kind of depends on the game
too. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because some games look better than others in 3D.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when you got yours and I was over there. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought Pilot Wings looked the best for 3D.
Yeah. The augmented reality thing's cool too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Guys?
Yeah, actually, when I first I believe he was asking like what other people's reactions were when you were first showing it off. So when I took it to work, I sit in a sales pit with a few really cynical people who kind of hate everything, and all three of them actually loved it. Even my one friend there who's believes everyone sucks except for Apple, even he replied like, "Wow, this is really damn cool." So I thankfully have not actually run into anyone who has been upset or didn't like the 3D effect, but I'm sure by the sounds of it, that guy especially has had some different opinions. But everyone I've talked to so far has been pretty blown away by it, and I agree with what Jason said. They're Pilot Wings for sure. That's the game to show people if you got someone who's a bit skeptical, to show that one off because it really, you get you can see the depth and you actually feel the 3D. Unlike some other games that don't need it so much, like maybe like Street Fighter or something like that.
Yeah,
Mike,
exactly.
did you show me? Sorry, Mike, did you show me the Avengers trailer on 3DS?
I showed you not the Avengers trailer on 3DS, but I believe probably the Green Hornet trailer on 3DS.
All right.
Oh, sorry, not Green Hornet, Green Lantern. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Green Lantern.
Yeah.
I don't actually own the 3DS yet. I don't know. There's nothing that's really like compelled me to run out and get it. I'm waiting for the Resident Evil game next year. But when Mike, so I got to play Super Street Fighter 4, and that was better than I thought it was going to be, considering what it was. Pilot Wings was awesome. And I think in terms of like showing it to other people, just the fact that, you get the 3D right and you get them in the sweet spot, you're going, hey, 3D, no stupid glasses. So I think if anything, that's cool. It's kind of a branching out beyond video games. It's kind of like future tech. It's like you don't have to look like an idiot with these stupid plastic glasses all the time. What about you, Dirk?
I guess for me, guys, I haven't really had much of an opportunity to kind of show it to friends or like anything along those lines. But like my initial impressions of it is that I can see the 3D in it, but unfortunately I have astigmatism, so unfortunately I can't look at it for long periods of time. But I guess my biggest complaint, well, not necessarily complaint, because I consider myself, I'm way behind the times compared to like everybody else. But like when I look at the 3DS and like all the other features, like the AR cards, the Street Pass, and everything like that, I say to myself, I'm probably never going to use those things. Like I'm playing the 3DS the same way I would play a Game Boy or like something like that. I just care about taking the game, the actual cartridge, and just shoving it into the system and like playing it. And like I'm sure all the bells and the whistles that the 3DS has are great to a lot of people, but like I just say to myself, these are things that I'm probably never going to use. And in terms of the games for it absolutely looks beautiful. And out of all the games that I bought for it, and I only own maybe about 3 to 4 games for it, I've actually been pleased with every game that I played for it. But like I'm playing the 3DS the same way I play any portable system, and that's just for the actual cartridge games and really nothing else.
Cool.
Hey guys, what do you think about the concept of Vita being the last handheld system?
The Vita being the last handheld system. What do you mean, like
there's,
hypothetical?
There's a lot of rumble that this generation may not last long for portables, and because of like iOS, Android, all that business, that the scope of handheld playing has changed. And it's I don't think any of us would want that to happen, but how likely do you think it is? Like, what are your thoughts on that? Where it's just going to be like, yeah, you want a portable game. There's no more playing a great like JRPG or something. Now you're just playing Angry Birds 3.
Yeah, I think the games are going to all go to iOS, and I don't know.
Downloadable.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, this might. You're probably not wrong in saying that the Vita might be the last handheld put up by Nintendo, Sony, or Microsoft. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss buttons. I was playing on the flight. I was playing what the hell was I playing? Dragon Slayer, and the direction kind of area, the up, down, left, and right, was actually on the right side of the screen, which really felt odd. And then the action button was on the left. But it was even more odd. It's just the fact that I'm touching the screen. Like I like the platform. Like there's I really wish I can remember it. There's kind of like a puzzle game where you would use the tilt function, so you're not actually touching the screen, and I love that. But when you're getting your mollos all over the screen, I'd rather be pressing physical buttons, because I just find that I don't exactly have the hugest fingers, but like playing the Space Invaders game, like a lot of times I lost where my ship was because my finger's in the way. And they got to do something with like controller wise, because you're only going to be able to go so far with really simple touchscreen controls or tilting games.
I agree, especially with my fat ass fingers.
Yeah, you got some big hands, man. How you slapped Johnny at during that podcast at PAX was epic. He probably had like an outline of your hand on his back and other places for quite some time.
That's hilarious. Hey, Terrence, I was going to ask you if you introduced M-Berry to Mike yet.
introduced anybody to Mike?
No, M-Berry. Remember
Oh,
M-Berry?
no. I think I'm gonna save that so when we do PAX East.
Nice.
I'm gonna make sure I have a plentiful supply, and we'll get the fruit going, and we'll recreate that.
It's a PAX experience.
It definitely is a PAX experience.
M-Berry is classic. Did you tell him about it? I'm sure he knows about
I did. It's M-Berry is that pill. You let dissolve tongue, and everything tastes like a million times better. Like fruit is just orgasmic.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's awesome.
It's trippy. It's really trippy. It's crazy.
Just like Terence said, I'm going to make up for not going to PAX Prime. I will be at PAX East. Yay!
Nice.
Who's guys? Like Pete? Obviously, you know, it's your neck of the woods. You'll be at PAX East. Jason, John, you guys coming?
I'm like 75% right now. I'm going to be there, but it just finances and it's tax season during that time, and it just kind of depends on a whole bunch of other things going on. So we'll see. I want to be there. I booked my hotel just in case. So
all right, cool. Jay?
So.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't be there, unfortunately.
Can't
be there. I'm sorry. Huh? I know. I'm looking forward to PAX Prime again. I'm like, can we book yet? Can we do it?
Yeah.
We're gonna tear that up, boys.
Yeah, it's gonna be epic.
I think
this is tradition now. That's what it is.
Damn right. And the new tradition that we're gonna start. I was ill prepared this time, but I'm gonna bring a laminated picture of Big Mike with me. PAX Prime. So like when we're partying after and we have a toast or something, I'll just like pour a shot on him.
Like tape it to like a stick or something, hold it up like head level.
Just
so
Photoshop him in the photo.
Yeah, he's there hanging out.
Take your phone, put it on speakerphone, just lay it next to the picture. You could be there with us the whole time.
You hear Big Mike crying softly. I want to be there.
Yeah, it's good times, dude. Definitely good times.
Right on, man.
So anybody listening though, make sure you book your hotel now, or else you're gonna end up in the boondocks.
Yeah.
Or they might, fill up. But like Terence, like you were saying, there's hotels around the area that aren't on the PAX website. So just because all the ones in the immediate area booked up, might pay a little bit more. I don't know.
Mine's like $135 a night, not too bad.
See, but yours is like 5 miles away.
Yeah, but you take the subway and it drops you right out from front, dude. It's like I did that last year. This is where I stayed last year. It was perfect. So. But back to the questions, guys. Remember, if you have any audio questions, email us at contact@allgengamers.com. You can also go on the forums, post a question there. And we love ratings on iTunes, right? So rate us. And what else am I missing? YouTube channel?
Yeah, subscribe to us on our All Gen Gamers YouTube page. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook,
Twitch TV,
twitch.tv/allgengamers,
which is important as ever because we're going to be doing more live streams. So especially Twitch TV is important to follow on there so you get emails. Just check your settings and make sure that you have the checkbox checked off so that you get emails for that.
Right.
Yeah, that's about it.
Well,
it's been fun. It's been real.
Good times, guys. Good times.
Always a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us on. Thanks for Johnny for inviting us out here and for taking over for him as he's a little raspy. But even though his voice is not working, we can hear him yelling at Skyrim in the background. So
I heard someone yelling before.
I hear some frustration. I think another controller's going down tonight.
Yeah, I think Johnny will be on next episode. So for those who are wondering, episode 70. But there's only one episode 69.
That's right.
That's right, baby.
We'll have the Love Doctor in the house next week. So.
That sounds like a bit of my handiwork.
All right, guys.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Peace.
Thanks, guys. Good night. Take care.